Выросла клетчатый плед, не нажатый вовремя курок. Солнечный день в ослепительных снах. Группа крови на рукаве, мой порядковый номер на рукаве. Пожелай мне удачи в бою, пожелай мне не остаться в этой траве, не остаться в этой траве. Пожелай мне удачи, пожелай мне удачи. Есть чем платить, но я не хочу победы любой ценой. Я никому не хочу ставить ногу на грудь. Я хотел бы остаться с тобой, просто остаться с тобой. Но высокая в небе звезда зовет меня в путь. Группа крови на рукаве, мой порядковый номер на рукаве. Пожелай мне удачи в бою, пожелай мне не остаться в этой траве, не остаться в этой траве. Пожелай мне удачи, пожелай мне удачи.
First things first, it's time to shake ground in the 8th round. Box battle will break down for the beat and the rhyme tone. Jump in the cyclone, S-T-Y-L-E-S, yes I know. The rap fiend vaccine, pack red theme, put them up. What the fuck? You plucked the bad seed, off the wall spitting the gorilla tag team. What's up now, duck down, suck, they can't breathe. Yo, you know the routine, the theme in effect, please don't step. You wanna feed one of my pet peeves? The more beef, the better. Sound gay, but you all wanna sleep together. Okay, in the club, we don't sneak Berettas. Why not? We got so much street credit, the fucking police let us. Now that's bullshit, cause we don't pack heat. So come and get your head cracked at a fat meat. Moving this on now, making it bump loud, shaking it bump wild, breaking the pump style, faking the bump pow, dump, watch the pump, what now? Watch your power shake it sunk down, click, click, pow, nah, what? Just what I thought, what's up now?
Buckshots through the speaker, dabbing the track for both hands.
I'm like,
Buckshots through the speaker, dabbing the track for both hands.
Hold it down, never give in, style, sever your limbs, or whether you want it to end. Dirty syringe, I murder him again. 9-7 serving them sins, 30 your friends get knocked out, turbulent wind. Hopped out, what you want, beer, bourbon, and gin. I'm a fish, you can tell by the flippers of fins. Yo, I got a rock style, pivot the offspring, and Joe with them with the distorted guitar string. Who am I? Russian with leg, who would die? Pushing it back, hotter than Quebec in July. Area 5-1, stereo ride, start killing for kicks. They're in the Air Force One on the globe, I can't get it. I'm sick with it when I spit the venom in it. Drips up in a minute, gets the women in a quick dilemma. We can settle it now, and I don't know who did it, but they said it was Styles.
Buckshot through the speaker, dabbing the track with both hands. Buckshot through the speaker, dabbing the track with both hands.
Kick it, moving is on now, making it bump loud, shaking the bump wild, raping the pump style, faking the bump pow, dump, watch the pump, what now? Watch the barrel shake get sunk down, click, click, pow, pow, nah, what? Just what I thought, what's up now?
Buckshot, dabbing the track with both hands.
I'm like,
Buckshot, dabbing the track with both hands.
И больше нет ничего, все находится в нас. Требуют наши сердца. Требуют наши глаза. В нашем смехе и в наших слезах и в пульсации вен. Мы ждем перемен. Мы не можем похвастаться мудростью класса, умелыми жестами рук. Нам не нужно все это, чтобы друг друга понять. Сигареты в руках, чай на столе, так замыкается. И вдруг нам становится страшно что-то менять. Требуют наши сердца. Требуют наши глаза. В нашем смехе и в наших слезах и в пульсации вен. Мы ждем перемен.
где нету ничего, где нету ничего и никого, где все забыто грязью и дерьмом. В моих глазах остался только сон. Тот самый сон, где нету ничего, тот самый сон, которого боялись мы, тот самый сон, с которым так игрались мы, проиграли даже мы. Нам нужен вечный демон, персональный бог, который сможет сделать то, что я не смог. Нам нужен вечный демон, персональный бог, который сможет сделать то, что я не смог. Нам нужен вечный демон, персональный бог, который сможет сделать то, что я не смог. Нам нужен вечный демон, персональный бог. Никого не держу, ничего не держу, не ставлю, не молю, просто ребра держу в своих зубах, стоя на вышенных надеждах. Я утону в реках, где нету ничего, где нету ничего и никого, где все забыто грязью и дерьмом. В моих глазах остался только сон. Тот самый сон, где нету ничего, тот самый сон, которого боялись мы, тот самый сон, с которым так игрались мы, проиграли даже мы. Нам нужен вечный демон, персональный бог, который сможет сделать то, что я не смог. Нам нужен вечный демон, персональный бог, который сможет сделать то, что я не смог. Нам нужен вечный демон, персональный бог, который сможет сделать то, что я не смог. Нам нужен вечный демон, персональный бог.
My father came from Japan in 1905. He was 15 when he immigrated from Japan. He worked until he was able to actually build a store.
Let me tell you a story in the form of a dream. I don't know why I have to tell it, but I know what it means. Close your eyes, just picture the scene as I paint it for you. It was World War II when this man named Kenji woke up. Ken was not a soldier. He was just a man with a family who owned a store in LA. That day, he crawled out of bed like he always did, bacon and eggs with wife and kids. He lived on the second floor of a little store he ran. He moved to LA from Japan, they called him immigrant. In Japanese, he'd say he was called Issei. That meant first generation in the United States, when everybody was afraid of the Germans, afraid of the Japs, but most of all afraid of a homeland attack. And that morning, when Ken went out on the doormat, his world went black, cause right there, front page news, 3 weeks before 1942, Pearl Harbor's been bombed and the Japs are coming. Pictures of soldiers dying and running. Ken knew what it would lead to, just like he guessed. The president said the evil Japanese in our home country would be locked away. They gave Ken a couple of days to get his whole life packed in 2 bags. Just 2 bags, couldn't even pack his clothes. Some folks didn't even have a suitcase to pack anything in, so 2 trash bags is all he gave them. And when the kids asked Mom, where are we going? Nobody even knew what to say to them. Ken didn't want to lie, he said the US is looking for spies, so we have to live in a place called Manzanar, where a lot of Japanese people are. Stop it, don't look at the gunmen. You don't want to get the soldiers wondering if you're gonna run or not, cause if you run then you might get shot. Other than that, try not to think about it. Try not to worry about it being so crowded, but someday we'll get out. Someday, someday.
As soon as war broke out, so the FBI came and they just come to the house and you have to come. All the Japanese have to go. They took Mr. Need and people couldn't understand why they had to take him because he's just innocent laborer.
So now they're in a town with soldiers surrounding them. Every day, every night, look down at them. From watchtowers up on the wall, Ken couldn't really hate them at all. They were just doing the job and he wasn't gonna make any problems. He had a little garden, vegetables and fruits that he gave to the troops in a basket his wife made. But in the back of his mind, he wanted his family's life saved. Prisoners of war in their own damn country, what for? And Time passed in the prison town. He wondered if he'd live it down if and when they were free. The only way out was joining the army. And supposedly some men went out for the army, signed on, and ended up flying to Japan with a bomb. That 15-kiloton blast put an end to the war pretty fast. 2 cities were blown to bits. The end of the war came quick, and Ken got out. Big hopes of a normal life with his kids and his wife. But then they got back to their home, and what they saw made him feel so alone. These people had trashed every room, smashed in the windows and bashed in the doors, written on the walls and the floor, "Japs not welcome anymore." And Kenji dropped both of his bags at his sides and just stood outside. He looked at his wife without words to say. She looked back at him, wiping tears away, and said, "Someday we'll be okay, someday." Now the names have been changed, but the story's true. My family was locked up back in 42. My family was there where it was dark and damp, and they called it an internment camp.
When we first got back from camp, it was pretty bad.
I remember my husband said, "Oh, we're going to stay till last." Then my husband died before they closed the camp.